So, an interesting article, right? As you've just read, this is a gripe that people have with Samsung electronics. They installed a new game optimization service software, and it caused some controversy because it was designed to slow down the performance of designated apps. Now, this wasn't really noticed as a problem until people figured out that it was also not designated to the app that measures your phone's performance. So your phone is showing a certain level of performance, which is not, in fact, the true level of performance at that time. So people were frustrated by this. They felt deceived by this. They thought it was deceitful action. They should have been more open about how this new software was designed to work, and even though Samsung did issue an apology, they issued an update to change the software, but some people still feel too little too late, and they have iSwitched to the iSide, to the iPhone instead. So this did cause the Samsung stocks to plummet. And people were a little bit concerned about the company after this.
Yeah. People were a little bit more up in arms than I expected, seeing as this seems to be par for the course for many companies.
Well, I was going to say, don't the big phone companies all do something similar?
Yep. And if you remember a little bit ago, Volkswagen also did this in Korea. Well, in the world, but it is a news story in Korea, of course. They had software that when they went to get tested, they would show more numbers that were better for the environment. And when they went back out onto the road, they would go back to their normal gas-guzzling ways.
I see.
Yeah, so every company does this, Apple included.
But I guess it's good, though, that people still keep calling them out for it. Hopefully it will make it harder for them to do these kinds of things in the future.
Yes.
Maybe they'll have to reconsider their drainage.
Yeah, the customer drainage that's happening. And hopefully, I guess Samsung's maybe hoping that Apple will do something similar again, and they'll just come back to Samsung, and they'll just flip-flop their customers until the very end of times.
Well, I suppose, that's what they want. As long as everyone keeps buying a new phone each year, they're happy.
Do you have any sort of pros and cons that you can think of for working for a big conglomerate company like Samsung?
It's got to be status. If you say you work for Samsung, everyone in Korea is like, they're like, oh, you're cool. And I've heard, it's got quite good job security if you're a permanent worker for
Better
Samsung.
marriage prospects, I've heard.
Oh, yeah. I love all that. Samsung worker. But I've had a few students who do work for Samsung, and they work insanely hard. Yeah. I've been out for dinner with them, with a group of the students, for a little celebration at the end of the month. And, one of the guys, work has just called. I've got to go. And I'm like, it's 10 p.m. Yeah. He's like, no, I have to go. It's serious. Yeah. I think
10 p.m.
They earn a lot, but they really work for that money.
And these days, I wonder if people are thinking the payment is worth the effort.
Not much work-life balance.
Yeah, and we've done some articles on that too.
Yes. I value my work-life balance, so I don't know. They'd have to pay me a lot more to get me to do that kind of work, extra work. Have you noticed the performance of your phone decreasing over time? And if so, how quickly have you noticed it happening?
With some of my older phones and laptops, I noticed a quite significant drop after... With laptops, it was probably at the year 4 or 5 mark. And then with phones, right at that 2-year mark, there's I don't know what it is, but there's this little switch in the phone. And I think it's really subtle. And I can't decide if it's my brain or if it's the phone. If it's my brain wanting, new things, I want something fast and new, or if it's the phone having little tiny tweaks here and there to kind of like get me annoyed enough to buy a new phone. Yeah, that's, I can't say whose fault it is, but I definitely noticed a 2-year mark on that one.
Yeah, that might be the trigger, I think I can last more than 2 years actually, but it's taking me increasing amounts of patience. I think, I've had my current phone about 3 years now, and it's definitely not what it used to be.
Yeah.
But is it so bad I want a new one? Not yet.
Not
I would
yet.
definitely say so. They're going to have to push me harder.
Yeah. Listen, Apple. Now you know you have to push people harder.
No, please don't do that. But I've got a buddy who has an iPhone 6 and still uses it and claims it's totally fine. So
I think your buddy just text messages.
maybe, I don't know. He seems to use the camera. He's got Instagram on there. He claims, I don't know what they're talking about. Mine is fine. Yeah. And he's had it, 10 years or something? Yeah. Not even 10, not 10 years. But
I don't know if I could trust a friend like that.
Let's take a view of the vocabulary we've met in this article, and we'll hopefully meet you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Fair share.
Fair share.
Drainage.
Drainage.
Trigger.
Trigger.
Deceitful.
Deceitful.
Cutthroat.
Cutthroat.